Hi everyone, here I am again. It's Monday the 20th of September. You can see it on my board just behind me. Guess where I've been this morning? I got up really early and I went out exploring in my garden because this week, don't need my sunglasses on anymore. This week we are learning about things that crawl in our garden, and we're going to be exploring our garden. And I have a friend with me today, and that is my friendly ladybug, and she came outside with me to go looking for creepy crawly insects. Did we find any? We certainly did. Can you remind me what we found? Oh yes, that's right. We found this. Are you ready? She found her friend. She found another little ladybug outside in the garden because we have stones that decorate our garden, and in our garden there is a little ladybug stone. I wonder if you have any painted stones in your garden. You're going to go this week and look for insects that crawl, but while you're out in the garden you're going to be looking to see what else is in your garden, and hopefully the sun is going to shine today. Turn on the sun. Do you like that song, Ladybug? She certainly does. So let's put Ladybug away, and I've got a Ladybug joke for you later. Let's have a look at our board today, and it says Monday the 20th of September. For writing today, you get to choose. So guess what I chose? I chose that I would write about my walk in the garden. So let's see if we can bring it nice and close and see what I wrote. I said, today I decided to wander outside and look for crawling creatures. Alliteration, crawling creatures in my garden. Full stop, capital letter. Don't forget to put your full stops and capital letters in as you go. This is what I noticed. And can you remember what those three dots are called? Tell me. Ellipses, that's right. So the first thing I saw in my garden was, reading with me, ants scurrying crazily under a rock. Wow word. Wow word. I wonder how many wow words you can use in your writing today. I also saw a tui singing musically high in a tree. Wow word. Yay. Let's tip my board down and see what else I saw. I saw a snail sliming its way over a leaf. Sliming. And the last one I saw was spring flowers poking up from the ground. And there's another good word. So we're trying to look today for interesting words that you are going to use in your writing. And as you can see in my picture that I love to have behind me, there were lots of birds in our garden outside as well. So let's have a look at our card today for phonics, and we've found one that says bug, and that bug is very, almost transparent. Can you remember what transparent means? You can see through it. Can you see through that bug? Not really, but it's a pretty creepy, crawly looking bug. How do you know if it's an insect or a spider? Who can remember? This bug, it looks like it might be an insect because it's got a head, a thorax and an abdomen. How many legs would it have if it was an insect? It would have 6. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, and there would be 3 on the other side. So I think that one's an insect. If it was a spider, it would have a head, a body, let's see if I can get those together, and 8 legs. So when you're out in the garden, see if you can find a spider or an insect. So let's have a look at our ugh sound today. Ugh. Let's try the word slug, and let's count the sounds. Ready? Sl, ugh. 2 sounds. Sl, ugh. We've got 2 sounds there. So with me, let's go. Dug. What's this one? Ch. That's right. Chug, hug. We're doing lots of that in our lockdown bubbles, aren't we? Smug. If you're smug, you kind of think you're pretty cool. Oh, this is an interesting sound. What does that sound make? Tell me. If you said th, poke your tongue out. The thug, and a thug is a criminal, someone who robs banks or does bad things. And the last one, see if you can do, this one here, what sound does that make? Pl, pl, ug would be plug. So we've got our ug card there. And I also found one about a fly. So here's 2 insects that you might find in your garden today. We'll have a look at the fly sounds tomorrow. Okay, when I was searching, I found a poem, and the poem said, worms. I wonder if there's any worms in your garden. Worms like to come out when it's moist and wet and not very dry. So let's have a look at my poem today. It says worms. Cats have fur and dogs have hair, but worms have nothing to wear. Rabbits have fur and mice have hair, but worms are as bare as bare. Bare means they're naked, they've got nothing on. Worms say, we don't care, we don't want fur or hair, we want to be as bare as bear. So there's 2 kinds of bears, isn't there? There's bear that's in the forest, and then there's bear when you've got no clothes on or when you're naked. And that poem is telling us that all the other creatures have fur, but worms are bare. They have nothing on them at all. Right, I'm going to read you a really cool story today, a Dr. Seuss, and you know how I love Dr. Seuss books, so don't forget to go across and listen to our story. By the way, did we have fun on our Zoom party last Friday? Didn't we love Mrs. Margison coming in? Pucky for Mrs. Margison. She did a great job, and she set us a challenge. She said, see if you can all write your own pepeha. So that's going to be one of your activities this week, and I'll teach you how to do that. We know our Māori name. Now we need to try and find out our pepeha, how we could say it in a Māori pepeha. Okay, in maths today, we are going on to learning the time. And because we're not at school, I don't know. Do you know how to tell the time? Do you not know how to tell the time? You need to ask your mums and dads to help you with this week, because being at home in your bubble is a good time to learn the time. So, how do you learn the time? Well, there's a little video on the task board today. You can have a look at that and listen. And then we're going to start with some activities. Now, some of the activities may be way too easy for you. You can do them if you would like to, but if they're way too easy for you, you can make up some harder time things and tell me the time. So let's have a look at our clock. And lucky, Mrs. Craig grabbed a clock before she left school just before lockdown. And we know that there are always 2 hands on the clock. One is a small hand and one is a big hand. And the big hand tells us the time, how many minutes, and the small hand tells us how many hours. How many minutes go right around the clock? We can see it says 60. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So our time on the clock today says that it is 3 o'clock. And I bet most of you know that anyway. Let's change it. What is it now? 5 o'clock. What is it now? 9 o'clock. Right, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the blue hand tick 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes around the clock, which is halfway, half past something. So if I put the hand there, what number has it just gone past? It's gone past the 1. So the time is half past 1. And if we were going to write that, we would say it is 1:30. The 30 minutes tells us it's gone 30 minutes around the clock. That is called digital time, 1:30. Watch carefully. What would my time be this time? It's just gone past the 4, so this time it is saying 4:30 or half past 4. watch again. What's it just gone past? 9. So this time it would be 9:30. It is halfway round the clock. It is 9:30. So see how you get on with those activities today. Oh, I've still got my hat on from being out in my garden today, and I think I've picked up some dust from out in the garden. Have fun in your garden looking for creepy crawlies. Don't forget to lift up the rocks because that's often where they are hiding. And you might even see a little ladybug, like my ladybug. Do they fly? They certainly do. So sometimes you put a ladybug on your hand and suddenly, whew, it disappears and it flies away. Right, are you ready for that joke today? It is about a ladybug. And it says, why wasn't the bug allowed in the boys' cloakroom? So why was the bug not allowed in the boys' cloakroom? It was a ladybug. We can't have ladybugs in the boys' cloakroom. See if you can read that one with me. Ready? Why wasn't the bug allowed in the boys' cloakroom? It was a ladybug. I enjoyed that one too, and I hope you did. So guys, have a great week. I can't wait to see your writing today. You might write me a story, you might write me a poem, you might write me a brainstorm, you might write me a magic potion recipe. It is your choice. You get to choose today, and I know you love doing that on a Monday. Maths is tasks on the task board and a little video to watch, and if you do reading, maths, and the writing, all the blue try to do tasks today, you get one of our magic warm fuzzies, and I know you're loving collecting those. Ka kite ono.